U.S. Army. The Navy midshipmen. A rivalry that dates back to 1890. On the pitch, down the sideline, we're underway, Army-Navy.
A tradition of honor, a legacy of valor. That's not only the theme for this year's Cost of Freedom Weekend, but it's at the core of our military brotherhood. Whether it be the U.S. Naval Academy Class of 1972 27th Company Cold War warriors, or our soldiers, sailors, and Marines returning from their tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, one thing is perfectly clear. Those ideals are impregnated in both our hearts and minds, and we want to share them during this year's Cost of Freedom Weekend.
The guys I met this weekend, the one thing I love about this particular event and events similar, that it can be soldiers and Marines and sailors and men and women that you've never met before, and you instantly have that bond. You've experienced the same things. You're here because you believe the same beliefs. You feel that patriotism, that need to serve something greater than yourself.
Tradition, to have been handed over, to have been given for safekeeping, a belief or ritual of significance or importance.
I grew up in a military family, so I knew what the military was all about. I grew up knowing the ideologies of what freedoms we had because I lived overseas as a dependent, and I saw how other people lived, experienced how other people lived. A lot of Americans don't. They don't realize how good we have it here. But the only reason why we have it that good is because veterans from the past have fought to where our nation is this one beautiful nation of honor and democracy.
Honor, doing the right thing no matter what the personal consequences. It embodies personal strength, courage, integrity, and the human spirit.
I gathered up my colleagues again, and I says the second tower has just been attacked. A commercial airliner, my sister saw it. It was a huge plane just flew into the south tower. I says, I don't know if you guys realize it, but as of right now, our country's we're at war. And I told my boss, I said, Dick, I said, you may not see me for a while. I says, I'm going to go down there and help with search and rescue operation. I told him right then and there. And I said, and then I'm going to go back in the Marine Corps.
Legacy. It's what we hand down to future generations.
My two boys have been through, I was injured in 2005, so they don't know anything different than injured troops and sort of the guys that I hang around with now. So anytime I get a chance to bring them around people, like-minded people that are patriots, that support our troops, and that people that give back to something more than themselves, people that know what it is to go overseas and fight for freedom. Anytime I could surround my kids with those types of people, those are the people I want them around. So, when given the opportunity to bring them to events like this, well, it's a priority as a parent.
Valor. It's about strength. It's about not backing down despite fear. And it's performed by ordinary people under extraordinary circumstances. It's what gives birth to heroes, both on and off the battlefield.
I've shown my family that I don't stop. They're pretty amazed that, hey, I travel with me and my guide dog, Charlie, and nothing's going to stop me. I'm not afraid. But ask me when I first started doing it, I don't think I had nails. I was extremely nervous. But you know what? In order to conquer fear, face it. You'll be all right.
We share some very special core values amongst us. It's part of the legacy that we want to ensure is never forgotten. Honor, courage, commitment, duty, loyalty, respect, and sacrifice.
We say that we fight for our country, and we certainly do. We take that oath thinking, I want to protect our great nation. That's what every one of us do. But that is not what we're thinking on the battlefield. You know, what we're thinking of is the guy to our left and the guy to our right. I must do everything I can to protect him. He would do the same for me. And that's what it's all about.
It's hard to believe that we're in our 7th year of Cost of Freedom weekends. It seems like yesteryear we began to honor those that have served our country, defended its borders, and protected our freedoms. We can never repay these veterans enough for the sacrifices they've met to let freedom ring within our lives, but we can give them our heartfelt thanks for standing in the gap and making our country a safer place to be.
Thank you, Lord, for blessing this nation, for the humanity and goodwill it stands for its compassion and charity, for the opportunities it is given to each one of us. Thank you most of all, Lord, for the people who defend this great nation, for letting its best and brightest be willing to make the sacrifices they have made to secure our way of life. Dear Lord, bless them. For those who have died, welcome them into your eternal kingdom. For those who have been injured, heal them and fill them with the hope and courage to persevere. For those serving in harm's way today, defending us, protect them and bring them home safe. Dear Lord, let none of us ever forget the price that is paid for our freedoms, and let us be eternally grateful for the honor, the courage, and the commitment of each of those who pay that price every day.